Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining me. I'm coming on real quick because I'm going to discuss some of the information that I've had clients and other people reach out to me about how the Silicon Valley Bank may or may not affect you and kind of give you some ideals of what may have happened and how you can do your due diligence with your own bank. So Silicon Valley, just to give you an idea, it is based in California and it has 17 branches in California and Massachusetts. They have about $209 billion in total assets. So they're not a very small bank. They are a big bank. And I do not believe, with the information I have right now, I do not believe that this is going to be an ongoing to where there's going to be more major bank failures with the information I have now. Not saying it may change. One of the things we need to keep an eye out on is what the Treasury Department and the interest rates and how that's going to affect. And so I will be staying on top of this and we'll be getting back and kind of give you some additional information as I'm getting. A lot of this is changing day to day. And so I'm going to do my best. So what I'm looking at with the information I have, the reason that the Silicon Valley Bank went under is one part of it is bad management and the lack of diversity in how you're structuring your accounts at the banks. Give you an idea, because the FDIC, under normal circumstances, will insure your accounts up to $250,000. Now, at Silicon Valley, there's only 4% of their depositors that had less than $250,000. So that means about 96% are not insured. So what does this mean is the FDIC has made an exception that the depositors will be covered, will be insured. And it's kind of good and bad. I mean, it's good because some of the companies that are affected are some major companies that we work with on a day-to-day basis. So even though you may not bank at Silicon Valley, some of the companies that you work with and deal with may. And for example, here's a couple of them. And if you have teenagers that are playing games, Roblox is an online gaming. And so it is affected by Silicon Valley. Roku, which is a streaming device, is also affected. So you may be not directly impacted, but you may be indirectly. So if you work with a business, so if you're selling stuff through Etsy or Pinterest, those are also affected. So a lot of those are being delayed or they're being paused. Another one is Stripe. A lot of small business owners use Stripe and PayPal. And as of right now, I think just Stripe. I have not heard anything yet on PayPal. But Stripe has delayed and paused, and they're getting that fix in place so that way your payments of what you're selling are not delayed. So that's the biggest impact there. So with the FDIC insuring the majority of the depositors in Silicon Valley Bank, how is that going to indirectly affect you? Because all banks work through the FDIC to make sure that their depositors are covered. And what will happen is the FDIC, as they are insuring all the depositors, all the banks around the nation is going to be helping taking care of those depositors. So in turn, as the banks that you're banking with personally and in business, their fees, chances are, will be going up in the future. So that's how it's going to indirect affect you. Now, when you're looking at your own accounts, be sure you diversify. Do not put everything that you have in one bank. Now, if you have $250,000 and less, you're going to be covered no matter what happens. If you have over $250,000 in a bank, you may need to look at restructuring on your accounts, and also use different banks and make sure that they are below the 250. Structure your accounts in different categories. Don't put, you've heard the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Do not put all your money in one bank. And so diversify. I mean, even when you are investing your money in the stock market or in your 401k, you don't put everything in one spot. You diversify it across several different things. So the same thing goes with your bank. So to do your due diligence, look at your accounts. Where are your accounts located? I've done webinars and workshops that even talk about where your money is at. And this is one of the reasons. And if for any reason you have over $250,000, don't hesitate to make changes. It's just a matter of restructuring, looking at it, diversifying your money around to where it's not all in one place. And a lot of these big companies, they do diversify a little bit, but when you're looking at only 4% of the depositors being covered, that is a problem. And a lot of these big corporations are not, in my opinion, doing their due diligence to protecting their own. So if you're a business owner or even just your personal banking, please take a look at what you have. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be able to answer any questions that you may have. But rest assured, if you are not banking directly with Silicon Valley, then your money chances are safe right now, but it'll give you time to look at what you currently have. And if you need any assistance in looking at your financial portfolio, again, reach out to me and I'll be glad to answer any questions. I do give a free 30-minute free consultation to answer any questions on that. So again, just don't have any major worries. I don't believe at this time that there's going to be any other major bank failures coming on. I know there's another bank in New York. I don't have enough information on that one to give you anything, but just the little bit that I do know is similar to this. You just have one on each coast, but be sure to take a look at your bank. Banks give their financial report. They can give it, they have their annual report, and like most of us, we don't look at it. And with this still being the first quarter of 2023, they have probably already released their 2022 annual report, or they're getting ready to. So be sure to take a look at that. And if you're not sure how to get your hands on it, call your bank and request it. They can mail one to you or even email it to you. Take a look at their finances, because you need to do your own due diligence to protect your own money. And a lot of times we put our trust in different people on a regular basis without knowing what they are all about. And so I just want to give you a chance, to reach out for any questions, and be glad to sit down and talk with you. And again, as more information is coming out, I will keep you updated. All right. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. My name is Laura, the Money Coach.